Hello everyone and welcome to the Hunter Association, your source for all things Hunter x Hunter. My name is Kaige.
And my name is Dylan.
And in this week's episode, we will be talking about Hunter x Hunter 1999, episodes 37 through 39, beginning Heaven's Arena this week.
Finally here after a lot of months. I can't even count right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long it's been, to be honest, but a good amount.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also worth noting real quick, this is our 50th episode, at least numbered episode of the podcast. So that is that's a milestone. 50 is a lot of time spent talking to each other about a single topic.
You know how many podcast centric channels don't even last until 50 episodes? So
yeah, think about that.
Consider this an achievement for sure, and a lot of the help is from you guys. So thank you very much for supporting our endeavor here.
Yeah, and that's not including bonus episodes. We got well over 50. So thanks to you guys. Then, of course, we will be going through our community comments. If you'd like to join in the community and have your comment read, be sure to comment on the YouTube version on the weekly community posts. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to help grow our community of Hunter x Hunter fans. Additionally, if you'd like to know when new episodes are live, click the bell to enable notifications. If you're an audio listener, make sure to rate, review, and comment on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at TXHXAPod, as well as Bluesky at THAPod for podcast-related updates, and do submit responses to the weekly call-out posts. If you'd like, you can also still email us at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com. As always, we provided timestamps in the description if you would like to skip ahead to any of the aforementioned segments. All right, news. We have some.
Oh yeah,
we have some.
Oh, we have some news, all right. We're beating the news section's ass this week, guys. Finally, yes. It's our turn.
Finally. If you missed it, ladies and gentlemen, Togashi has tweeted. Hallelujah.
Finally, after 8 agonizing months of inactivity.
Yep. Now, it is a singular tweet. He has not tweeted any more this week, and that was on Tuesday, right?
That sounds about right. Earlier in the week in general, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been about 3 days tweetless, but that's not unheard of. I'm sure we will see another one in the near future.
You would hope.
Yeah, a little uncertain. We're in uncertain waters right now, but that's okay.
The trend has to start back up, right? We can't take anything too literal now.
But he did tweet, and he said that Chapter 413 background designation is complete, which I think means that he did everything except the backgrounds. The backgrounds will now go to the editors to be drawn, I believe, is what's happening there.
Sounds about right, which basically means he's done the bulk of the work that he needs to do on that chapter specifically.
Yes, as far as I'm aware. I don't know the whole process, unfortunately. Maybe we can be educated in the comments, but
maybe.
Regardless, exciting. He's on 413, which that sounds about right. I don't remember exactly where we left off. I think I do remember him almost fully submitting. I think 411 and 412.
Yeah, because those chapters were submitted to some degree. I just don't. Yeah, I can't remember the extent now. It's been way too long.
It's been a while.
Yeah, if you guys remember, we ended off in this last batch at 410. So it's not too far off from where we left off as the readers, obviously. But
yes,
exciting to see that he's starting up development, I guess, again on these chapters. Just to see any progress documented in general is a very good sign.
Yeah. Super exciting. This was the talk of the town this week, obviously. This set a flame in the Hunter x Hunter fan base. And hopefully we will see more tweets very soon.
If
we can talk about another one next week.
Yeah, that'd be great. Have regular news sections again that actually is a little bit meaningful aside from net impact patch notes.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But yeah, so if we see a trend going again with these tweets coming up more and more, then we can take that as a very good sign that maybe a next batch is sooner than we can expect, or than we would have expected otherwise. So here's hoping.
And if you weren't around for the podcast back when he was tweeting regularly, we always compiled just whatever he tweeted and said it all in the news section at once. So if you're not on social media and you miss all the tweets, you can always use us and just get everything at once at the end of the week. Okay, other than that, I want to give a quick update to Battle for Owl. We'll talk about it more at the end of the show, but stay tuned. And I actually believe I want to put a little tease on screen right now.
Okay.
Something that Leo Dog sent us to tease us as well. But
it's an exciting tease.
It is. Yeah. Just to give you to whet your appetite for the Battle for Owl fans out there.
But yeah. Stay tuned till the end of the episode for more information on that. Though we have an update. We do. All right. That's all we got for the intro. So let's move into 99. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get into it.
All right, everybody, welcome to our coverage on Hunter x Hunter 1999, episodes 37 through 39. So, the beginning of this first episode here, by the way, this episode is titled Heaven... Sorry, I lost it already. We just said it. Heaven Fight Training. Remarkable. Yeah. So, this episode starts with footage from the last episode of our heroes disbanding and going their separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
Where we then meet back up with Gon and Killua, of course, who are in somewhere. Actually, where do they land? Is it ever said what town?
That's a really
Heaven's
good question.
Arena is in?
I
don't know. I've never known that information. If that is a known thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're just like in this scene. They're just at like an airport, like they just landed. But like, I don't think they ever said the town's name. So.
According to the wiki, all it is known is that it is on the same continent as the Republic of Padokia.
Oh, that narrows it down a lot.
Right, yeah. Okay, well, anyways, they are there, and we have, Gon is talking about how he kind of just wanted to... He was expecting this to just be, like, having fun. He wasn't really planning on training in any capacity or like working. He just wanted to kind of have fun with his friend. Of course, Killua lectures him.
No, you got to be serious all the time, Gon. I'm looking out for you. It's basically what
That's
he is
right.
saying.
Yeah, pretty much. So Killua takes this opportunity to power scale a bit.
Yeah, actually, he's kind of a power scaler, low key.
Yeah, low key, Killua is kind of power scaling though. So he explains, first of all, the gap between Hisoka and Hanzo, which is definitely not accurate, but he does it anyways.
Yeah, it's like a very like small line, all things considered. Like, I don't know if it's that close, man.
Yeah, and then he draws a line way far out, which is also definitely an over-exaggeration, and points to where Gon is. And then Gon asks, well, where would you be? And he puts himself like... You know, kind of modest, I guess. He's decently far back from Hanzo.
He's trying to be a little humble, you know?
Yeah. A little humble. But still definitely far higher than Gon. And, you know, you'd think this would piss Gon off, but instead, being the bright sunshine that he is, he's just like, wow, you're so amazing, Killua.
Yeah, he's like, wow, I can't measure strength like you can. So the whole point basically is saying, yeah, Gon, you got a lot to learn, I think, before you can take on Hisoka.
Yes, indeed. And they start walking, and Killua asks if Gon has any money, to which he responds, basically no, he's low. I guess he does have some, apparently, but... Yeah,
scraps.
Yeah. So he's like, all right, well, we can kill two birds with one stone then. Let's go to Heaven's Arena, which is a place where you can earn money and fight. So
there we go.
Be improving and earning money. Yeah, it's perfect.
And they're basically like, all right, let's go. And that's that. They're on their way now.
They're on their way. That's how this arc starts. And then we get a nice little cameo, which I wasn't expecting, of Netero and Beans.
Yeah, I was about to ask if like this was in the source material, because like I genuinely couldn't remember. It was such a small scene.
No,
but
this is not in the source material. I believe the next time you see them at all is briefly in Great Island. Well, actually, you don't even see Netero. I think he's just on the phone. Anyways,
it was a nice little scene though. Yeah. Just kind of hinting at what's to come now, what's the next thing to learn, right? Which is Nen, as we know it. Spoilers, but but like it's just a really cute scene, I think, with Beans and Netero. Just nice to see them.
Yeah, they're basically just talking about like what they think the candidates are up to, or the what would you call them, the passees. I don't know. The people who passed.
Graduates.
Graduates, sure. And Netero's very bluntly like, I mean, some of them are probably sucking ass. Others are probably doing really well.
Well, I found it funny when it was like, yeah, some might come across this trial like sooner than later, and it pans to like Gon and Killua on the plane. And it's like, some might take several years, and it's Leorio with a book on his face. So,
yeah, poor Leorio.
Little shade to him, but they're not wrong at the same time.
They're not wrong at all, no. Good call on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically the gist of it, and there's like a little gag with the tea thing.
I will say I do like how they did call back to how like, because Netero mentioned like, but there's definitely a few of these examinees that like that knew Nen already, and it panned to like Hisoka and Illumi, so like kind of soft confirmation there that like the little like aura effects that we did see in the Hunter exam was Nen related, right? At least that's how it reads to me, so that's kind of a nice little payoff there, like if you were paying attention as like a fan of the series prior to watching.
I really like how they did that. I thought it was a nice little scene. It doesn't really add a whole lot, but I like it.
Yeah, for sure.
So then we cut back to our boys, who are now landing in Heaven's Arena, where they have spent the last of their money to buy the plane ticket to get there.
A little bold, but I respect
risking it all, yeah. But I mean, I think they got it, personally. So they land, and they're just kind of walking past a bunch of randos. I don't know if these guys are supposed to be participants or just... I think they are, actually. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I think everyone's trying to register.
Total fodder. Like, not one notable design in the crowd.
No, a lot of, like, boxer-looking people. It's like, what are you doing here?
And Gon's like, oh my god, these people look amazing.
Yeah, lots of competition here.
Yeah. He was like, nah, these guys suck, man. But we do get to very briefly see two mysterious characters. I've never seen them in my life. Who are these people?
Yeah. They don't stand out at all from all the other characters surrounding them.
No. This is Wing and Zushi. We got our first looks.
I gotta say, the moment I heard Zushi speak, I was like, holy shit, he actually sounds like a baby. Like, I don't know if that was your impression also, but like, wow, that kind of...
It's really cute and endearing, though, I think.
I dig it for that, because like he's supposed to be like much younger than even Gon and Killua, right? And I think like something about 2011's voice acting work, while I still really liked it, obviously, like it definitely makes him seem like he's kind of just like... I mean, they're around the same age in general, right? He's not that much younger than them, but like I feel like he's supposed to be portrayed as like even younger than Gon and Killua to an extent, right?
He gives like younger brother vibes.
Yes, exactly. So this kind of adds to that a little bit. Like you can definitely tell like off rip that like, okay, he's like supposed to be a little, I don't know, like Gon and Killua are supposed to be kind of like the bigger brothers almost in comparison when they do befriend each other, obviously. So
absolutely.
I like the voice. It just threw me off guard because like, wow, that was so much more childish than I was expecting.
Yeah, I think we had the same reaction to Kilo as well, though, and that grew on us.
Yeah, for sure. So, not worried about it, but just was something to note.
Yeah. And Wing sounds like Wing. I mean, sounds good.
It's Wing, yeah.
Very comparable to his 2011 voice.
I didn't notice any difference, really. So.
Yeah, honestly, I really didn't either. It could be the same person for all I know. I don't think it is, but it sounds very similar. So the two boys walk out into the, one of the tournament areas. I assume there are several of these, but this is like just a general fighting area where a bunch of fights are happening at once. Probably to get like placement matches. Essentially, that's what these are. Which is crazy because even this has like a huge crowd watching.
Yeah, these guys are into it. Like,
yeah. And honestly, I feel like it would be fun to watch something like this because you're getting to see, because everybody's kind of on the same field here because they're getting placed, so you could see anything here.
Yeah, I mean, like it's just like you're just like watching like street fights basically at this level.
Yeah,
right? I would imagine.
Yeah, pretty much.
So there's a little bit of entertainment value that just like kind of like a more carny atmosphere almost.
Mm-hmm. And then Killua explains that he has been here before when he was 6 years old. Silva sent him here with no money in his pocket and told him to reach the 200th floor.
Quite the accomplishment.
And he sure did it. But it took him, what was it, 3 years? 2 years?
Yeah, it took him 2 whole years, he said. 2
whole years, yeah. So that's definitely a change of pace from what they're about to do over the course of these 3 episodes. So, yeah, Kilo is just kind of talking about Heaven's Arena. That's basically the whole thing here. And then they go and gets called to his first match, which is against a large man.
Yeah, not before Killua, whispers some advice into his ear, like, "Oh, you got this. Just do this one."
Yeah, like you passed the testing gate, right? And I love that because like you can immediately infer like, okay, so push, right?
yeah,
that's how you open the gate, and that's literally what Gon does here in a sec.
Yeah, guys.
But obviously, go ahead.
I like the trash talk that this guy does before.
Yeah,
so he's like, "Well, like, you're kidding me? They put a kid against me. I'm gonna kill you, bro." Like,
yeah, it's so funny. He's actually about to kill Gon for real. Not that serious, but so he's all it's the classic like underestimating a strong kid type thing in shonen. Mm-hmm. And this man just charges straight at him. Gon simply pushes with one hand and he goes flying.
It looks really funny though, I gotta say, this scene, because like I don't know if this how they meant to portray it, but it looked like the guy was just like being pushed back through water almost as it's just animated. The impact wasn't what I expected. Yeah.
No, it didn't look quite right.
I think the intention was to have it animated in such a way where it's like the slowdown of it kind of gives like the impact of like the force of the push, but like it didn't quite work out for me. I think it wasn't really that explosive.
It almost feels like Smash.
Yeah,
like the freeze for a second and then fly.
That's that Smash for Wii U knockback where it looks like you're flying in slow motion.
So yeah, this gets Gon placed on the 50th floor.
Respectable.
Pretty impressive, yeah. Then Killua gets called to his match, and I love this little moment here where Gon is talking to the whole crowd, and he's just like, "Cheer for my friend, guys! Come on, that's my buddy.
Come on, guys, please."
And we don't even really get to see Killua's match. It's just like in the snap of a finger, he just chops this guy's neck, and it's over. So
yeah,
that's that.
You can infer it was quick.
But just as this happens, the crowd is like, "Hey, there's another amazing kid over there." Like, oh, what? And we hear Os, of course. We know who that is. Mm-hmm. And we see another large man fall into the hands of a child.
I gotta say, if this kind of stuff happens on the regular, this would be pretty entertaining to me too. I get why there's a large crowd here. Little kids beating up grown men. Love it.
I'd love to see that, yeah. All right. And then we have a very important scene after the bumper here where the 3 boys are in this elevator. Mm-hmm. And they're this woman is explaining like just everything. All this is exposition for people who care about this kind of stuff. But our protagonists do not give a single fuck.
No,
and
they don't.
Just do not listen. And
I was just gonna say this is the beginning of like my favorite bit in this adaptation so far. I love this.
It's very good. This is our introduction to this character. We'll come back. We'll circle back, but this is our introduction to unnamed elevator attendant woman.
Yeah, not too bothered by them not giving a single fuck right now, but
no,
we'll circle back.
yeah, we'll get there. So they exit the elevator, and Zushi's like, "Oh, so I mean, what kind of martial arts do you guys practice? Because like you're pretty good." And they're like, "Well, nothing. I just kind of exist."
Yeah, we're just vibing, man.
He's like, "What the hell? How'd you get so good like without a teacher?"
And then Conan Killer's just like, "I don't know, man." Like,
yeah, they literally say, "I don't know what to tell you, man."
Can't believe it. But this is where Wing comes in, I believe, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Wing makes his debut, and he's Wing. His shirt is untucked. Iconic, classic Wing gimmick that is only brought up one time ever.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how much they make a point of it. Like, it's like, "Oh, my shirt's untucked," but like, you think that'd matter? It's like a character defining trait, but
nope. that's it.
No. Yeah.
So yeah, he just kind of gives them some like basic ass advice, just like take care of yourself. What is
cashing in your tickets, like where to do that?
Yeah, just basic pointers that they probably knew already, but whatever. And tells them to go to the exchange counter. Yep. And okay, this is where they start saying "os" in addition to Zushi. I love that. It starts like Gon does it like twice, and then as they're leaving, Killua does it for the first time, and then he's like, "Damn, this "os" thing is kind of contagious."
It feels kind of natural as to how like a kid
it does
pick up like just random slang that they hear around them, right?
Yes, I loved it too, like just animation wise, because you can see like the first time Gon does it, Killua was surprised, and like the second time he kind of like glances over, he's like, and then the third time he's just all in. I love it. It's so cute.
I love it a lot. Very, very natural kind of direction there for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now they're in like some kind of locker room, I guess, and they're looking over their prize money, and they realize that this is only enough to buy like a can of soda.
152 Jenny.
Let's go.
Let's go, dude.
Then Killua explains that the prize money is going to keep going up as they continue, going up the floors in Heaven's Arena.
Mm-hmm.
So even on the floor they're on now, which is 50. Oh, by the way, a little detail that I forgot to mention was that Killua could have gone back up to floor 200 immediately, or 150, I think, but he decided to like scale back to be with Gon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, on the 50th floor it's like 50,000. 100th floor it's 1 million, so on and so forth. 10 million at 150. So that's insane amount of money.
And this is where Gon picks up. He's like, "Wait a minute, Killua, didn't you say that you got to the 200th floor before? Like, what happened to all your money, man?"
Yeah. And he says that he spent it all on snacks, which is very impressive.
Yeah. How would you go through all those snacks, Killua? That's kind of crazy, but I respect it.
Yeah, I have to respect it, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of scary, but
a little bit, but it is what it is.
And then we have something that completely threw me for a loop.
Yes, I was gonna ask you the same thing. Like, did you respect this at all? Because I sure did.
Fuck no. I love it though. It feels natural. I like this. The Amori brothers are back, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe it?
They made it to floor 50, so they're kicking ass. Yeah.
And Gon says their name wrong at first.
Yeah, the Yamori brothers.
Yeah, and I also love how they're just doing their same old shit. Like, before they even recognize each other, they're behind them like, "Oh, these fucking kids, what are they doing here? Get the hell out of here.
Let's go gatekeep them." Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they realize who they're talking to. Like, oh shit, we fucked up.
Oh fuck, yeah.
Like, well, it was your idea. You should commit to it now, bro. Like,
Yeah, I love that. And then, yeah, Kilo turns around and he's like, "Oh, so you're gonna teach me a lesson? I can't wait."
Yeah. It feels so like natural as like a next step for the fucking Amori brothers. So like it's a nice little bit here to just kind of give their characters a small little continuation on where they left off.
Yeah, I loved this. This was a really good addition. I can't imagine it will happen, but I kind of hope we keep seeing like just random Hunter exam participants show up throughout this adaptation.
Yeah, it'd be fun, wouldn't it? I think it would be.
So let's see here. What do we got going on? Basically, from here, I think. Are they learning their matches now? What's happening here? I lost the sauce.
He lost the sauce, guys. No.
The Amori brothers run off.
They find out that the next matches have been announced, I believe.
Right.
It's announced that Killua
it's Zushi and Killua. Yep.
They're going to fight each other.
And also Gon will be fighting the Amori brothers. All at once, which I find questionable, but I guess that's allowed.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're close enough with people, you can kind of just count as one entity. So there's that.
Good to know, I guess.
Yeah, the Amori brothers.
And yeah, the whole time Killua is not even like looking at Zushi. Like he's talking like already about how like, oh yeah, I'll just meet you after this match on the whatever floor. Mm-hmm. And Zushi's like, oh shit, I'm fucked.
He's not taking me seriously, man.
No. Poor Zushi. And so we get to their match, and I mean, there's not really a whole lot to say about it. It's their fight. They start kind of, it's completely one-sided. Killua is just completely kicking his ass.
I will say also though, before the match even started, they put a little thing on the screen where like they showed like the odds that like the betting odds for the match, and they actually had Zushi favored. So
they did, yeah. I wonder. My headcanon is that there's definitely people in the audience who know what Nen is, and they can tell he's like awakened to it. So it's probably like always bet on Nen. I guarantee that's like something people say in the Hunter x Hunter world.
Yeah, that's my guess as well.
But anyways, they fight. Killua wipes the floor with him. While Wing looks on with this really funny look on his face that I enjoyed. Just like his eyes are closed, his hands on his chin. Yep. I guess he's loving it.
Yeah, no, he's vibing right now.
But as this fight goes on and Killua keeps knocking Zushi down, he keeps thinking to himself like, damn, if this was like anybody else, he'd be knocked the hell out. Like this would be over. What is happening right now?
No, he got right back up. He's still breathing.
Zushi keeps getting up, trying to throw punches. Nothing's working. But the thing that is notable is his resilience. He will not stay down.
Mm-hmm. Very atypical for Killua, because he's so used to that chopping move as being like a one shot, basically. So
yeah.
He said himself he was going to rely on that all the way to 150.
That's right. And then, he gets up for the final time. It's like winning point. Like Killua will win if he gets one more. And then Zushi gets in the stance, which is new to us. And Killua backs up because he's like, wait a minute. This feels like my brother. And unfortunately, it doesn't get to continue because Wing lets out the loudest scream of all time. It's heard throughout like the whole building. We even see Gon hears it in some capacity in his match, which by the way, it looked like another one shot. All three of them at once.
All three at once. That's like, what the hell did they think was gonna happen? What did they do?
They must have went in a straight line right at him.
Yeah, like they didn't think to surround him, so like you can only push one person back. They just all
they know his
him.
strategy. What were they thinking?
The Amori brothers are so stupid, dude. I love it.
It's amazing. But yes, this scream like shakes the whole crowd, the whole building. Even the referee's like, well, because of some overwhelming crowd noise, we took a little break, but we're back.
And everyone around Wing is like huddling in fear. They're like, what the hell is wrong with this guy?
Insane. But that stops Zushi in his tracks, and presumably the match continues like normal, but we don't get to see it. Obviously, Killua wins, though.
Yeah. There was no way Zushi was making that comeback. Sorry, Zushi believers.
No. Yes. So after the match, Gon comes up. He's like, it took you longer than I thought. And Killua's like, well, yeah, I mean, he wasn't like good necessarily, but there was still just like something about him that I just couldn't take him down. He wouldn't stay down. And he brings up the weird stance he did that reminded him of his brother. And he's determined at this point, like, I gotta figure out what this is, because this is the secret to figuring out what the deal with my brother is. So
and this cuts to him overhearing the conversation between Wing and Zushi.
Correct. Where he's explaining to Zushi, where Wing is explaining to Zushi that, like, your goal is to reach the top floor. Wait, when does he mention Ren? Is that right? Oh yeah. He overhears the word Ren, just kind of casually. He just kind of says it in casual conversation, like you're not to use Ren yet.
Yeah, like I told you not to use Ren, and you did it anyways.
Yeah, so that's something. And he tells him that while you're here, you must be prepared to lose 1,000 times. And Os, of course. Os. Gotta love it. And then back in the present, they're just kind of they're talking about what Ren could possibly be, but obviously neither of them have any clue at all. And so I forgot about this completely, but they resolve themselves to reach the top floor. I guess I forgot about it because they lose interest immediately as soon as they get there, which is hilarious. But,
it's funny that the episode ends on that. Like, it's a big moment. Like, all right, that's our goal for this arc. Reach the top floor of Heaven's Arena.
I love Heaven's Arena. It's so funny.
It gets more like balls to the walls when you think about it. Like the longer you think about Heaven's Arena just as a concept, the more like insane it is. Because like it's like one of the least coherent arcs in the entire series somehow.
It absolutely is, but it's still a good time. It's just like, what the hell? It's so all over the place. Even like from this preview. Okay, so is that we're gonna reach the top floor, and then immediately in the next episode preview, we reach floor 150. Okay.
Pacing is kind of crazy, I think, for this adaptation of Heaven's Arena, as we'll see in the next episodes to follow. But Heaven's Arena is just weird. I love it for how weird it is, but it is weird.
Indeed, I do love it for its weirdness, but man, what
motivations are just all over the place, especially in the first half.
Yes.
But that's episode 37, though.
Yeah, it's a fine episode. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah. I mean, there's some fun stuff in it. Like the Amori brothers showing up was a pleasant surprise, I think, all things considered.
Yes.
But yeah, nothing that really stood out to me at the same time. It was kind of a typical like run-of-the-mill episode, all things considered.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, then, we have episode 38. Nen? The
question mark on that last one is important.
Yes. Also immediately after that statement, we are being greeted by once again this elevator attendant who is saying, congratulating them on reaching the 100th floor. So they're already halfway to their goal in one episode. Good job, guys.
Yeah, we're aiming to go all the way to the top, Gon says.
That's all right. And now begins my favorite moment in any of these episodes. It is animated so insanely well, and I love that they did that for this.
They put their all into this one moment, one gag moment, and it's impressive, genuinely.
And I don't know about you, Dylan, but am I the only one that like fell in love with this woman, like hopelessly in love? Like I think about her every night and dream about her every day.
All right, well, I don't know if I'd go that far, but she is pretty nice looking. I'm not gonna lie. I get it.
Well, yeah, maybe it's just me.
Okay.
Anyways, so she is just kind of it's just all over the place. She's trying to hype them up like about what is to come beyond the floor that they're on, like from floor 100 onwards.
Just the prestige of where they're heading to. Right?
Yeah, like this is a huge deal. Like nobody does this. You're like 12-year-old kids and you're making you should be over the moon. But they don't give a shit.
Nope.
And they just have blank faces. Yep. And she keeps getting more and more mad and more exaggerated movements. It's so funny. I could watch it for hours. It's just so expressive and fun to look at.
There's a lot of moments in 99's adaptation, I feel like, where like movements are and just facial expressions in general can be very stiff. And that's not always like the worst thing in the world, depending on the moment, right? But like, there's not a lot of like whimsy in the animation at times, right? But like this is a case where like there's a lot of that here, and I really appreciate it for that.
I also like the moment where she's like grabbing her head and like squishing it around. She's so mad, and then she bites her shirt. She's just so pissed.
It's very fluid.
I love it.
I just love the representation of it for sure.
Yeah. And then she gets shocked about hearing that Killua was there when he was 6.
Yeah.
And she I'm pretty sure she actually passes out almost. Oh, she just kind of slumps to the ground. She's defeated at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
But she will return. So they make it to their room. Yeah, that's actually my favorite character in the franchise, by the way.
Unnamed elevator attendant.
So they make it to their room, and this is the stuff about Heaven's Arena I just love. Like, it's so cool that you just you can just live there, like if you make it high enough. That's
a really cool thing. Yeah, like you get your own condo basically.
Yeah, it's just a really fun concept. It's too bad they only spend like 10 chapters here, and that's it. Oh man, Ed just rewinded the whole thing. Can you take over for a second? Sorry, Dylan.
Yeah, so Killua and Gon are kind of just having a conversation about like, just where they're at, and just like how like rooms like this in general are kind of like a privilege up here, right? So like people will do anything to keep these kind of luxuries that they earn in Heaven's Arena. Killua kind of just speaking to his experience in that regard, right?
Yeah.
And so Killua kind of tells Gon like, I know I said to kind of take it easy, but like we're kind of at a level now where we need to take this a little bit more seriously, Can't really waste time on pathetic guys like them, as he puts it. So,
yeah,
there's that. Just resolving themselves basically to keep going.
Yeah, just getting hyped up. This is a very nice looking episode all around, by the way.
Yeah, I dug it. The lighting and when they were in their room in particular really struck out to me. Just like the way the shadows and light was angled while it was like evening time. You could definitely tell that like that's their like preferred like time setting for like literally anything ever. Like as soon as it's like dusk, it's like all right, now we're cooking with like the shadows and the lighting, and it looks the best in general.
Yep. And from there, we just we have like a short little montage of just different fights. Obviously, they're just one-shotting everybody. Nothing too crazy to note there.
I sent 100 opponents to their grave with all the X's on his back.
Yeah, and then he gets one shot. To their graves, by the way. He killed 100 people in Heaven's Arena.
And then just gets immediately force pushed back and the match ends.
Yeah, that's it. And then an interesting line where Keyleth says, this is back in their hotel room. I made note of this because it was just fascinating knowing that it took him 2 years to make it to 200. He said it took 2 months to get to floor 150. So holy shit. He made it.
6-year-old kid took 2 months to climb 150 floors.
And then, like, almost basically just 2 years to get to 150 to 200. That is... What the hell? What did he do?
He ate snacks. I bet that's all he did for, a year and a half at least, right?
Evidently, yeah.
So, okay, you're back.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Okay, so, oh yeah, this is where Goen's freaking out about the money. Like, I've never seen this much money in my life. Holy shit.
This is like when you get your first paycheck from your first boy job.
Yeah, that's actually true, yeah. And then Kilo just snatches it and is like, let me borrow this for a minute. And he's like, oh, you got your own money. We did the same shit. What are you talking about? Kilo says he spent it already. He's like, on what? Well, chocolate robots. It was on sale. I thought I'd stock up on chocolate robots.
This is that Dubai chocolate in the Hunter x Hunter universe.
Yeah.
2 million Jenny on chocolate robots.
I also like how Goen acknowledges, like, he was like, oh yeah, I noticed those when we came in. I was wondering about that, but...
So now he's like, well... Give me back my money. Like, I'm not letting you spend even more on them.
Yeah.
And then Killua proceeds to, like, suffocate him with a pillow in response.
Yeah, that's like a full fight here.
Yeah.
Goen versus Killua AMV.
I kind of want to see an AMV made out of these little scenes here. It'd go
Let
hard.
the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Ending with Killua being victorious after, like, torturing Gon in this, like, crazy ass submission move.
Evidently.
That looks like it hurts.
Yeah, it does. Then they just kind of talk about the whole thing where, Zushi was resilient and all that again. Mm-hmm. And we're kind of just doing the same thing actually as last episode. I don't think this was as noticeable to me when I watched it because it was like a day apart that I watched them, but they are actually literally talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
But it culminates in Gon being like, well, how about we just go ask him? And Kilo's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, why didn't they think of that sooner? Like, they seem like nice enough people, What's the harm of just asking? Like, what's up with that?
I chalk it up to Kilo just not being used to, like, the kindness of others as an option.
Right. Maybe you could read that as, like, the subtle, like, fearfulness of the, whatever is happening there, right? Reminding him of his brother. So. Yeah,
true, that too. But they go to him and he just tells them everything.
Like, they could have just done that the entire time.
Yeah. But they have no idea what he's talking about. It's going completely
Ren is one of the 4 exercises and has done the blah 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 blah. That's basically all they're hearing right now.
Yeah. And Killua gets all big, like comically big, and is like, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. Then Wing shows up, and is just like, I mean, if you just like keep yapping at them, they're not really gonna learn anything. Like you gotta teach, teach. I didn't know you were a teacher, Zushi.
Yeah, not everybody learns through explanations, man. Sorry.
Yeah. So they just straight up ask if they'll teach him then, and he's like, yeah, why not?
Not before Wing gives him a little bit of warning though, like, even a small amount of knowledge might, leave you ignorant to like even more things. It's a little bit dangerous to learn whatever they're about to learn.
Mm-hmm. Stepping into a whole new world. Mm-hmm. So this will be an interesting thing to talk about because I'm not gonna sit here and explain Nen to you guys. Sorry.
But that's the whole episode in and of itself that we kind of already went over to some extent.
Yeah, to some extent. But if you know Hunter x Hunter, you know how this goes. First, he gives them a fake explanation, which again I'm not gonna go over. What's even the point of talking about that in particular?
Yeah,
it's fake. It's not real. So this whole first scene is basically worthless to them. It's interesting to us because, you know, in hindsight, because it shows us that I don't know why I keep calling Wing Zushi. That's really weird. But that Wing is definitely hesitant to pass this information on to, you know, what he would probably consider like outsiders.
Mm-hmm.
But from this scene, we do get a proper example of Ren usage. Or wait, is it Ren?
Yeah, I think it's Ren.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
it's Ren. So he says, like, if you call out an intent and activate your Ren, it'll do what it does here, and it looks sick. So as soon as he says, like, his intention, like, he says, I am going to kill you, Killua just, like, shakes. Like, the whole screen does this cool effect.
It's a really cool thing that they have going on here. I dug it a lot.
Yeah. And, like, Killua is literally being blown back.
This is where, like, I think, like, the kind of stillness that they rely on for a lot of these shots really, like, works in their favor here, because the moment he says the words and you start seeing the screen shaking and, like, this little swirl effect happening and, you know, like, Wing's hair being blown back the entire time, like, the entire atmosphere changes with this animation. So it really worked in its favor here.
And it's even more effective when, as soon as it's over, Killua was gone. He's like, he's in the corner of a room. And that shows us that he was trying to get away that whole time, but he just couldn't. Yeah. I love that. It's a nice little, it's just a really good way to showcase that. So yeah, that was a really, really cool scene. I liked that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much all he tells them for today. He tells them to just kind of focus on 10 for the time being.
Yeah. One thing at a time.
Yep. Which will become irrelevant very shortly.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he tells them for now.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
Os.
So, yeah, Os. That's right. So they go home, or home, quote unquote, and then Wing's like, all right, jigs up, move that board, baby, we gotta get back to lessons. And
let's go back to the real training. These dumb skulls over here don't know
these dumb fucks. And then it cuts to Killua, who's like, yeah, I mean, he was lying that whole time. So yeah, he noticed, because, which is another little subtle thing which I like, that classic Hunter x Hunter stuff, where Zushi was like sweating and like really he had it all over his face that this was not it.
You should never expect like an 8-year-old to have a poker face. I don't know what Wing was thinking.
Yeah, what was Wing thinking? So it feels like they've already set a different goal other than getting to the top floor, which is now just learning what Nen really is. I love Heaven's Arena, man. It's so funny.
Yeah. Goals just change on the fly so
what
often.
are we doing? It's so funny.
And it's going to change again within this episode.
Within this episode. So funny. I love it. So, anyways, back to Zushi and Wing. Zushi's like, man, why'd you lie? That ain't right. And he says like all the real meanings of each of the types of Nen.
Mm-hmm.
And Wing is basically just like, I didn't exactly lie.
You know, I just didn't tell the whole truth.
Right, yeah. Which is, classic nonsense.
Mm-hmm. But it's the thought that counts here, because Wing elaborates that, like, teaching the real Nen right off the gate can lead to some very disastrous consequences depending on the people he's teaching it to. So it's mainly just out of caution.
Yep. And then we see a little application of Hatsu, where he makes a paper into a deadly blade, which he slices a Zushi soda can with.
And what he wasn't finished drinking that, man.
Yeah.
Why did he do that?
And I love this because Wing is like dead serious this whole time, and then Zushi just breaks the ice. He's like, "Man, that's my book, and I haven't read it, and also that was my juice. I didn't drink it yet."
Yeah.
And then Wing's like, "Oh shit, sorry, man." That was cute.
You got caught up in the moment.
He did.
Poor Zushi.
All right, and then we cut, and Gon and Kilo have reached the 190th floor. Let's go.
In a week.
Let's
They were on the grind, and we see nothing of it.
None of it. Oh my god, it's so funny.
Bizarre, man.
I love it. I love it.
I mean, like, you can easily just, like, say, like, yeah, they beat ass the entire time. And I believe it, but, like, it's so funny to me how fast they go through everything. Crazy.
Yeah, it's incredible. So, now they're on their way up once again. And Kilo's just like, oh, man, it took me 2 years to do this. You did it in a week. What the hell? And then the elevator opens, and who is it but our lovely lady here. As expressive as ever.
Immediately jump scared by the boys again, too.
I love it so much. So then we cut to Wing very briefly. It's so funny. This is all the same episode. What a wild ride this is.
We're just jumping back and forth everywhere. It's insane.
But immediately after that whole thing we just talked about for the first half of the episode, Wing puts down his book. He's like, they made it to the 200th floor? I have no choice. All right.
So vague. Like, what do you mean, no choice?
What are we doing, man? Whatever.
Did you not expect they were on 150? Do you think they weren't going to climb that fast?
Yeah. They did that shit in like a day.
Surely you should have thought about that a little sooner.
Oh my god.
This episode's only going to get crazier, guys.
It sure is. So then, back in the elevator, it's the same shtick. But this time, instead of getting progressively more mad, she's kind of just like, she's kind of sulking at first. She's just like silently like gritting her teeth and dealing with it as they just kind of talk nonsense. Like just talking down like this whole thing, the whole experience basically is what they're doing.
Well, it doesn't help that Kilo's making comments about like, wow, they really don't train their elevator staff. They could have at least picked a better looking one if they were to employ her.
And then I think legitimately the most well animated moment in this entire series so far. She quickly zooms around with an amazing facial expression, rolls up her sleeve and does this insane wind up like clothesline on both of them.
It is insane how well animated this sequence is for its time. I can't believe it.
I love her so much. It's so funny.
Which we then hear a little bit of sound effects going on, and then we see she's kind of posed up as the elevator doors close. The boys walk out, and Killua says with bruises on their faces, I shouldn't have underestimated Heaven's Arena.
True. So their biggest hurdle yet was this attendant.
Favorite bit in the series, bar none.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's so funny. I love that a lot. Now then, their bruises have healed immediately.
Typical anime fashion.
They have reverse curse technique.
Yeah. Dang, already. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So they're on their way to the 200th floor, and they are walking down this hallway, and they are stopped dead in their tracks. And they notice before they even actually get stopped, like, okay, I feel something is up here. Mm-hmm. So they keep trying to walk forward. Yeah. And they just can't. They cannot move. They're just stuck. And then
I like how this is animated also, by the way.
Yeah.
It's like the blurry effect, kind of like blurry wavy effect happening as they're experiencing this phenomenon.
Yeah, I do kind of prefer it to 2011's like purple aura.
Yeah, this feels a little bit more just like weird and supernatural, which I think kind of is more fitting for like them discovering like what the hell is this, you know? Like
Yeah, for sure. So then this another attendant walks out, not the
much
same one
creepier
from
than the
before.
last attendant.
Yes, but still a really cool design. And she's just kind of explaining shit like, oh, you can use weapons here, yada yada. This is you have 24 hours to sign up or register or whatever. And they're like, is this coming from her? But then a hand pops out.
I wonder who it is, guys.
Who could it be?
Very
Hisoka.
Indistinguishable hand. Yeah. No.
Yeah. But it is Hisoka posing immediately. I love this little moment where Killua asks, like, what are you doing here? And Hisoka's like, what am I doing here? That's such an expected reaction. And then Killua actually blushes. Like, he's embarrassed that he got called out.
Yeah. He's like, just kidding.
I love that. He's pissed.
It was in the cards.
Yeah,
JK, I was stalking you on the internet and found out you were coming here.
It's so funny, yeah. What are you doing here? Oh, so the cards told me to come here. Just kidding, I actually just stalked your asses.
Yeah, you can find anything on the internet. It's basically what he says. And
yeah.
So they booked a plane ticket for here, and so he made his way here first before they could.
Yep. On a private airship, by the way.
Yeah, he has connections. This is
he
so
does.
What I'm talking about.
So, yeah, basically this amounts to him telling them that they are not ready, get away, and he does this really cool thing where he like pushes his hand out and just sends more Ren out, and it blows the attendant's hat back. It looked really, really cool.
It looks sick. I'm really loving how they're portraying Nen in these scenes a lot.
Yeah. I loved that so much. And he does the iconic sitting down pose. And just, he's waiting. I mean, they cannot move.
Yeah.
Yep. Just don't bother. I'll be here. I'm not letting you do this.
He's the real gatekeeper.
Yeah.
And then Wing pops up out of nowhere immediately after this.
Nowhere.
He just knew.
And he says that it's like you've wandered into the snowstorm naked and you're wondering why it's cold.
It's a pretty good analogy, all things
considered. It is. Yeah. He's like, you could literally die if you just keep sitting in there. You got to get out. And he says, I've decided to teach you true Nen. So let's get out of here.
Just admitting right here out of nowhere, like, yeah, I lied, by the way, so I'll just go teach you the real thing now.
Yeah, so within the same episode, by the way, just got to remind you.
Yeah, and then we revealed a little bit of stakes here as well. Obviously, they only have until the end of the day to actually register for their match. If they fail to do so, Gon can just start back over from floor 1, no problem. But because Killua didn't register previously, he'll be considered as someone who lacks the necessary commitment if he fails to register for a match as well. And so he will be banned from competing at Heaven's Arena henceforth if he doesn't register before the end of the night.
Yep. So... And they're like, I mean, can this really happen? And Wing's like, that'll depend on you. And so we begin the proper explanation for Nen.
We're still in the same episode, by the way, guys.
Yeah, we got the fake explanation and the real one in the same episode. Isn't that awesome? I love it.
I'll give my thoughts when we get to the end. But yeah, let's just get
we can we're going to get through this last part really quick because I'm not explaining Nen, sorry. But, you know, he explains Nen, all the types of it, like for real, the real types.
Mm-hmm.
And he does a cool demonstration of Hatsu once again where he just like causes like a crater to form in the wall.
Yep.
Which was neat.
Basically showing you could kill people with your aura alone if you're skilled enough.
Yep. And here's a perfect way to summarize it. Killua says, I learned 3 things. 1, how powerful True Nen is. 2, we won't be able to win without it from here on out. And 3, you are a tricky bastard. That's
and
the
Wing just
episode for
says,
you, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah, just says right. And yeah, we see Hisoka just kind of passing time, saying not yet, as
Not
the time
yet.
ticks
Not
by.
yet.
And that's it. That's that
Yeah.
episode.
So
Good one.
It was good, but oh my god, the
But
pacing
yeah,
was
the
crazy.
pacing was crazy.
It's so. I think it's even more wild, admittedly, coming out of Hunter exam where everything was like at a snail's pace in comparison, pacing wise. Just to like have a complete 180 as soon as we get into Heaven's Arena, have all this happen in one episode, which even 2011's like improved pacing did not go nearly as fast with all this. I feel like so it was just kind of weird.
I'm pretty confident they, at the very least, split up the fake Nen explanation and the real one into 2 different episodes.
Right. And I'm also confident, and I could be wrong on this because, admittedly, little blurry in my mind, right? But like, I feel like even with like showcasing their progression through those lower floors, they had a little bit more like filler in between, just kind of showcasing them actually fighting, right? Instead of just saying, "Yep, they went through all these floors in like 1 week," like.
Yeah, we got to see more. It was mostly like montages and stuff, but the passage of time felt way more natural.
Because you got to see visually what they were actually up to during all that time. It fills in the gaps a lot, and even little montages like that do add up, to episode time over time, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't see any of that here, and obviously that kind of accelerated the pacing by a lot.
Yes. Yeah, I pretty much agree. The pacing was insane, but it was a really nice looking episode, and it had the best running gag ever, so it gets points for that. Hisoka was in it. He was great.
It more than makes up for it, for sure. But it was just a very standout note to me about how fast it was. And I could definitely see it not being everybody's cup of tea, for sure.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's I have a feeling this arc in 99, that's probably going to be like the moral of the story. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Because it feels very different than even the manga, I would say. Just like there's just something about it I can't quite put my finger on yet.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a different vibe, just in general. I think that's the best way to put it right now.
Also, I'll be able to talk about the lighting more in this next episode, but the lighting is definitely 99 lighting. We're in this again. It's the same stuff that Insert Name loved to talk about during the tournament and Hunter exams. We're in this building. You'd think it would be well lit, but no, it's just like pitch black aside from like the dimmest light bulbs you've ever seen in your life.
You would think that the hallway in which they encountered Hisoka was like in an abandoned building that hasn't been inhabited in 10 years.
Yeah, it's so weird. I don't understand why they are going for that vibe, because it honestly detracts, because it makes the world feel just weird, like not lived in. It feels like some weird like back rooms level or something. It's just really strange.
But yeah, and it's even weirder though, because like you see right before and after these scenes, it's very well populated for the most part, right?
Yeah,
like, you see,
tons
like, shots
of people.
Like, crowds of people or like a big cityscape, right? And then you just get these weird shots in these random rooms where it just feels like the most like, just like uninhabited space alive. It's very, very bizarre.
Yeah. That's episode 38 though.
Yeah.
And next up is episode 39, our last episode for this batch. Secret Trick, Registration, The Battle Begins. Right on.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, that is what happens. We start off with more Nen explanation, which I will not be going over a whole lot, but basically he is talking now about how he's going to forcefully open their nodes, which is not how Nen is normally obtained.
Nope.
And he would really not recommend this under any circumstances. But because these two are like basically superhuman at this point, and also there is a like less than 24-hour time crunch right now, what are we gonna do? There's literally no other options right now.
Yeah, he explains to them that like Zushi is basically like a prodigy, and like it took him like 6 months for him to actually be able to open his nodes. So
to do
this
it normally.
is the only way if they want to do this before the end of the night.
Yes. He's like, this is extremely risky. You know, I mean, this could like kill you. It's possible. But yeah, it's basically, you know how forcefully awakening nodes works. Just gonna blast a bunch of Hatsu into them basically and force their bodies to adapt.
Think of it as like a pot of boiling water. Like, you know, you close the lid on it, and like eventually, like there will be enough heat put into the pot where like the water will boil over, right? So it's kind of, think of it like that as an analogy for aura. If you are somehow confused in a Hunter x Hunter fan.
Yeah. So he does it, and we got our first look at just normal aura in this series, and you know it looks pretty in line with like 2011 even. It's pretty standard, just like steam basically. That's even what they call it.
Yep, it is aura.
Yep, it looks like aura, and it's like gushing out and kite. Yeah, that's right.
Wow, yeah, that's a new one.
That's later.
Yeah, that's a later mentor.
Yeah, Wing is like, yeah, I mean that's really bad. You're basically just like bleeding your life energy right now, so you gotta contain it. So he literally tells them to just basically just imagine that you're doing it.
Imagine that your aura is like your actual blood, and like you're trying to like just keep it in your body.
Yeah.
And they immediately do so.
Yeah, they just do it. And they're like, you know, they each have their own impressions of it. Kilo says it's like weightless clothes, and Gon has a very specific thing where he's like, what is it? It's like
I'm soaked in a lukewarm, viscous liquid. Like, okay, man.
Sure, bro.
Why was that the first thing to come to mind?
I don't know. I love that though.
Also, I highly doubt Gon would actually know what those words mean. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't really think so.
I don't buy it.
No.
You would say something more akin to like, I feel like I'm covered in like a weird slime.
Yeah. So now that this is effectively 10 that they are doing, and Wing is going to try to do what Hisoka was doing to them with Ren.
And this sequence looks badass.
Yes, it's he flares up his aura, but it's colored, which is not something that 2011 did.
It's colored, and just the way he initiates it, it's like instantaneous, and like the screen is shaking as soon as it happens.
Yeah,
like,
it's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hatsu is fantastic, or not Hatsu. Ren is fantastic in this adaptation.
I wasn't expecting them to kind of differentiate these like with like different colors, but like I'm really digging that, to be honest. It gives like a very it's a different vibe altogether, like being introduced to Nen, and that's really cool.
Yeah, and that's something we're about to talk about here, is that green is not unique to Wing. That is seemingly just the color for Ren. And as we'll see here in a second, 10 is like a orange, I guess, yellowish orange.
Yeah.
Very cool. I actually think that's a pretty genius thing to do for an anime adaptation, because it's a quick way to just show like what they're doing to their audience.
Yeah, because like Nen is like a collective like system, but like obviously like different applications have different uses, and by giving these different properties of Nen like a different color, that's a really effective way to kind of communicate that to the viewer, and just kind of makes these moments stand out more, and it makes it a little bit easier to follow almost too. So I really like it. I'm really surprised that 2011 didn't do something similar, honestly.
Me too. And what's also really cool about how this was done is that we don't see those colors until our characters are able to see them. So like we see Hatsu and Ren and all that being used, but there's no colors associated until their aura nodes are opened. And now
it's like our nodes are open too.
Yeah, and that's just so neat. I love that.
Very, very cool direction. I dig it a lot, obviously.
So the two boys go back to Hisoka, and they're able to walk right through. And in addition to seeing that green aura around him, we also get to physically see the Ren kind of like blasting towards them. And they make it through. That's all they needed.
Well, yeah, it looks like you don't need to be initiated after all.
Yep. And he's like, well, I mean, yeah, you got first step, but Nen has many facets. Don't underestimate it.
Skull
yep, those
thing
are cool
his...
shapes. Yep.
Yeah.
Classic.
And so he reveals to Gon here, talking to Gon specifically. He's like, well, I know you want to fight me. I don't plan on fighting you anytime soon. But if you win one match, on this floor, then maybe I'll consider it.
Yes. So he thinks very highly of the people on this floor, evidently. Which,
yeah. We're gonna very, very combatant individuals on this floor, as we'll see soon.
Yes. So, another scene that I like here after this, we cut back to Wing, who is just like, what the hell? Like, I've never seen this shit. How the hell did this even happen? Like, I did it, but I really didn't think this would happen like this. These two kids really learned Nen in like a couple hours.
Insane.
So he's just kind of like...
They're more than prodigies.
Yeah, and that's kind of just what he's telling himself. He's like, there's just got to be something to them. Like, this isn't normal. And then we cut away from him again, and we see the boys back in Heaven's Arena, and we see 3 onlookers who are really scary.
Ooh, spooky. Fuck. I mean, to be fair, if we didn't know who these characters were, I mean, well, it was kind of shady, yeah. Right? But
yeah, but yeah, they are. It's Real Velt, Guido, and the other one.
I forgot his name. Sorry, guys.
Yep, that's fine. So they go up to another attendant, and she's just explaining everything. And
explains the floor master system to them.
Yes.
That's something they'll be going for, right?
Oh yeah, of course. So yeah, it's the same shit basically. She's getting all pumped, explaining all this and expecting them to get excited, but they don't give a single fuck. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. It's funny though. I love it. But
although I like it because it's like a different attendant this time too. I'm pretty sure. Just like the exact same effect.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, they do not care, which is so funny because just a couple episodes ago, they're like, actually, I think like last episode, they're like, oh, we're going to make it to the top floor. That's our goal. Yeah. Now they just don't give a shit. I love this arc. It's so funny.
It culminates with her being like, okay, well, you want to hear about Battle Olympia, though. It's like the biggest prestige in the world. Yeah. You get your own penthouse if you're there, 1,000 meters up in the sky, and the only response she gets back is Killua. Or like going be like, whoa, Killua, isn't your house like higher than that?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, my place is like 3,700 meters up in the mountains. No biggie.
So she's like crying and whatever, and gives them a form to fill out. And then our 3 onlookers. Oh, go ahead.
There was a little effect as Killua said that though that I wanted to point out, where it's like she kind of like turned into like a paper version of herself almost briefly. It reminded me of that one scene in JJK, which I really appreciated.
Which one?
It was in season 1. I'm remembering the animated version, obviously, but like it was like when Gojo was teaching Yuji. Curse techniques for the first time. Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. Yuji just kind of turned into paper from knowledge overload.
Yeah.
Not the exact same thing here, too, but it reminded me of it.
Yeah. So, the 3 onlookers are... Killua notices them. He's like, I think they're trying to pick a fight. And Gon doesn't really give a shit. He says he's just ready for a fight whenever.
He's like, yeah, I'll fight anytime, anywhere.
Yep. So, they get the room keys. And when they enter this room, I just want to note... Very briefly on the TV, you see Godzilla and Mothra.
What in the world? I didn't notice that, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not a Godzilla fan, really, like you are, so I guess
it's definitely like bootleg versions, but it's definitely like what it's supposed to be.
So, you heard it here first, folks. Godzilla is canon to the Hunter x Hunter universe.
That's right. And, they announced that the the match between Gon and Guido is tomorrow. And
Hype.
Yeah, hype. What a matchup. So Gon's all hyped up because, I mean, he's just, he got this new power. He's ready to try it out.
Yeah, and he even says to himself too, he's like, I probably won't even win this one, but like, that's okay. I need to test my strength, he's being all Goku like here.
Yeah. And after the bumper, which has been Gon and Killua for all of these episodes,
ting,
I'm pretty
ting,
sure.
Ting.
Yeah, ting, ting, ting.
I will say there was the bumper in 37 in this batch, I think, didn't actually have that sound effect, which threw me for a loop. I was like so excited, like, oh, we're finally like done with this sound effect, and then they bring it back immediately.
Yeah, it's back.
Yep.
I really hope that is gone before York knew.
You already know they're gonna be spamming it throughout.
It's gonna be that's the only mood in York New. Are we really
exactly.
just gonna get that? Oh,
we can kiss any other bumper sound effect goodbye from here on out.
It's so over. So after the bumper, though, we get the fight between Guido and Gon, where we is this a flashback? Yeah, I guess we flash briefly back to Wing teaching them a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
About 10, saying. Basically.
Yeah, just talking about 10.
If you are going to be able to protect yourself, but you're still going to feel a lot of pain. So
right.
Yeah. But the key thing about this flashback part, though, is Wing saying, I don't want either of you to accept any matches for 2 months while you get this training underway.
Yep. So that's one rule broken by Gon so far.
In one day.
Yeah.
Gon immediately breaks it in 1 day.
Yeah.
And Wing sees this immediately on TV. He's just like, oh, brother.
Yeah, brother. So, here we have Guido with our first Nen ability in the whole series, kind of, I guess. Knowing what Nen is, our first Nen ability.
Yeah.
And it is the Tops one.
Guido's Dancing Tops.
Battle Waltz, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And it is just tops that he can move. And it actually looks really cool, I think, in this adaptation.
Yeah. Very Beyblade-like, as you would expect.
Yeah. And obviously we haven't seen any of it beyond this really, but I have to assume that Hatsu's color is purple. Yeah. I'm just guessing. Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Kind of has to be unless it's unique to every character, but I'm assuming Hatsu's just purple. So yeah, he's using Hatsu to move the tops while Gon dodges, or tries to dodge, and keeps getting clean hits, which is, if you really sit down and think about it, for Heaven's Arena's rules in particular, this is a really damn good ability.
Yeah, even the referee can't even stay in the arena. It's just auto fights for you.
Yeah, it's really good because you're awarded points based on clean hits, and I mean these count.
Yeah, they hit hard too. And Gon says it describes he's being hit by a hammer.
Yeah, that's rough. All the while, we get some really good expressive work from the announcer, or the commentator, basically, the one with the pigtails. Looks really great. And we also have this really funny character that's sitting next to Killua. I loved this guy. He's just like, I don't even know what he's supposed to be. Yeah, he's very distinctly drawn, and he's just like shit talking. And it's definitely, I think the joke is meant to be that this guy feels important, but he's just not at all.
Yeah, that's kind of how it reads to me too.
Because he does Oh, go ahead.
It felt very random, just in general.
Yeah, it was really funny. So yeah, the fight continues. It's really the same shit the whole way through until certain development happens.
Gon kind of keeps doing his best to dodge and kind of, looks like he's improving a little bit at it, but he just keeps getting hit, and he's just trying to figure it out the entire time. How do I figure this out? What do I do to beat this?
Yep. And eventually he gets knocked out of the ring, and I think he has 1 hit left. That's all it'll take for him to lose this match at this point.
Mm-hmm. Although big development here before we see him get knocked out of the ring, though, is that he's trying to use up all of his thought and energy to like sense where the tops are, coming from. But as a result, his 10 fades, right? And so that's, when the top hits him, he kind of gets blown back out of the arena because his 10 wasn't there to protect him.
Yep. So while he is outside the ring, obviously the referee comes over and he's about to count him down. And I Gon's like, shut up, I'm trying to think.
Yeah. And he's like, what the hell, man? Like, I'm going to count. Like, get back in there.
So Gon is thinking up a storm.
He's thinking because he's seeing a top that is out of the ring that's just kind of like banging into the wall repeatedly.
Yes.
It's not even coming after him. So
that's right.
There's something there. He's trying to figure it out.
Yeah. And then he just straight up asks why the referee is on the outside of the ring. He says, if I was in the ring, I'd get hit by those. Then he keeps counting, which I thought was funny.
But
so does Wing say anything notable? I kind of skipped past his whole dialogue part.
He was just kind of saying that. What was he saying actually?
I think he's just kind of talking about Hatsu, like just application.
Yeah, no, he was talking about how like the tops were. There's something more to the tops. It wasn't just like it wasn't a simple amount of nen being put in those tops. There was something more intricate to that because, or how about how there's like extra nen infused in those tops because you can't really give complicated commands to given objects like that with just a simple amount of nen.
Yeah. So,
but like there's purpose with the tops. That was kind of like the point he was getting across.
So Gon comes to the conclusion that if they're not aiming for me, I have no reason to be scared of them. So he heads back in the ring, and with a new resolve to try and directly attack Guido, but then Guido uses another move of his where he starts spinning around, like spinning himself around as if he's a top. And this is where he's on his last point. Sorry, that's another point. Whenever he spins and knocks him out of the ring, and that's another 3 points. And now Gon is on the last chance. He has 1 point left before Guido wins. So Guido's just spinning, which is interesting. He's literally a top. I don't know. I wonder if he, like his surgery was. Do you think he developed his nen ability around this weird surgery, or did he change his body to accompany his nen ability?
I think it's probably the former, but the latter is way funnier, so I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we also cut to Killua giving very sage advice from the crowd. He's like, "Don't attack him, Gon. He'll just get dizzy after a little while."
Genius.
Yeah.
And then our favorite guy chimes in with his endless knowledge. He's like, that's an easy one to overcome. Figure skaters can. And then Killua punches him into the stratosphere. I loved that so much. Just like, who is this guy? And yeah, Killua literally says, who the hell even are you?
Old man from crowd, I bet is his name in Hunterpedia.
No doubt. That's my guy. So, let's see. What is Wing yapping about here now? Zushi's basically wondering like how is this even possible? Like what are the openings here? How can Gon get in? And Wing essentially boils down to just like, I mean, no matter what here, Gon just simply does not have enough experience or applications in Nen to be able to combat this. This is a losing battle.
Yeah.
There's just no way. Like, all he has is 10. He doesn't even have Ren. He has nothing. He can't. He cannot do this. So Gon's bright idea here is to turn off 10, which is his defense.
Bold.
These are these tops are a big deal. They are infused with Nen. They will hurt. Gon says it's literally like getting hit by a hammer, and that's with 10 on. So
And so Wing is obviously like, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah, that is...
Zushi here becomes kind of the sage of advice. He realizes immediately what's happening. He's activating Zetsu.
Yeah.
Just self-taught himself Zetsu in the middle of this fight.
And so, yeah, this is often cited as how Gon was able to hide from Killua in the hunter exams. It's just that somehow innately Gon can do Zetsu. Just probably through instincts, just living in the woods, whatever, yada yada.
Purely instinct, just like an animal hunting its prey.
Yep. Very cool. But even still, he's like, why the hell are you doing this? And Killua is also wondering, why the hell are you doing this?
Yeah, he's kind of pulling a Wing here, shouting from the crowd.
Yeah. And somehow Gon is able to hear him, by the way, over all of that. The distance and the hundreds, thousands of people in the crowd. He can still hear Killua talking.
And this is where Wing realizes, Gon never intended to win this match in the first place. He's doing this purely for training. That's it.
That's right. And
that's our Goku.
Gon is able to dodge. And it looks really nice. It's Ultra Instinct has been awakened here. He's just
eyes closed.
He's dodging. Yeah. As Hisoka looks on very freakily and he clutches his fist like Arthur, but in a different kind of way. And then as he continues to dodge, the bunch of them like close in on him at once, and then we end the episode.
Yeah, ended in the middle of the fight. Yeah.
Yeah, what a cliffhanger. But yeah, that's it.
It's a little weird because, even I feel like even as someone who wouldn't if you were someone who doesn't know how or when this fight ends, you would kind of feel off of this cliffhanger this fight isn't going to last much longer. So a little bit weird to end it off here. I feel like this could have been restructured a little bit to just end the episode with Gon winning the fight, right? So it's a little odd, but I mean, it is what it is.
It is a little odd, but yeah, it definitely is what it is. Then we see a little preview. I guess we're getting Castro next episode already, so that's cool.
Again, Heaven's Arena pacing just feels crazy, I think, for this adaptation. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, something's off here, but regardless, that's that episode. It was
fine.
It's fine. Yeah, nothing. I'm not really crazy about any of the Heaven's Arena fights aside from Gon versus Hisoka. They're just kind of they're whatever.
It serves their purpose for kind of introducing us to combat applications of Nen, right? Yeah. So
yeah, they serve their purpose well.
Yeah, and it serves its purpose here as well. I think it's just, I don't know. It was just fine. There wasn't. It didn't really feel like a lot was happening, I guess is the best way to put it, even though there was a lot happening.
Yeah, it's funny, because the pacing is insane. There's definitely a lot happening, but at the same time, it feels like nothing.
Yeah, we're just moving so quickly. It feels like there's not, it. I think that's the advantage maybe to, the source material, obviously, and, also 2011's adaptation, is that I feel like you have a bit more time to breathe with learning a lot of this stuff in those adaptations, but because we're moving so quickly through a lot of I feel like even the teaching of Nen to some extent is a lot faster here.
Yeah.
And so it feels a little odd to be watching these episodes back to back, especially. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, that's something else that 2011 does a lot better, I think, is explaining Nen, because it's like a whole episode. They really go into detail. There's a lot of visual imagery on screen to show what they're talking about.
Yeah, the whole chart that's introduced in that episode too in 2011, but we don't have anything like that here really to kind of help visualize it.
And now we may get a more detailed explanation soon here when we start learning about the other types and when they learn their Nen types and all that, but
yeah,
it is it just feels off. The vibes are off is my main takeaway.
It's like there's a lack of focus almost on what's the important things in these episodes to highlight, right? And instead it feels like it goes in the direction of we're going to highlight everything equally, and I'm not sure if that works for me necessarily. But I mean, it's fine though. At the end of the day, I think it does the job, just to say the least.
Indeed, yeah.
But I think episode 38 overall was probably my favorite. All that being taken into consideration, just felt like the most like complete episode to me.
Yeah, I would say so. That was the best one. Next batch will be interesting because I mean, it's gonna be all like the other fights, presumably, like all the Real Velt and like the 5 fights against Real Velt and Guido, respectively.
Yeah.
Slowly make our way to Hisoka, but that definitely won't be next batch, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting there. Well, I'm very excited to see that, even though I already know like the sound effects are kind of whack. Apparently, that's the only thing. That's one of like 2 things I know about before even watching 99 is that like I know York New's good, and I know that the sound effects in the Hisoka Gon fight are fucking stupid. That's all I know.
Wow.
So we'll see it when we get to it, but that's like a month away basically.
Something like that. I don't know. We shall see. Maybe they accelerate the pacing even more. Maybe we do see it in the next batch, which would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Holy shit. I don't think so though, because this arc is it's like 8 episodes, and I mean that's the last thing that happens before it ends. So.
Well, I'm imagining a world where like we speed run to Hisoka versus Gon, and then for some reason they just slow it to like a snail's pace. That's also something I'm keeping in consideration.
That would be interesting. I guess.
I don't know. 99 could do anything, man.
One chapter after that fight, they make it into like 5 episodes somehow. I guess there could be filler. We don't know.
Yes, there could be.
Yeah.
So time will tell.
True. Time will tell. But yeah, that's all we got, I think. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
I think we hit all the points that we needed to. Fine batch overall. Nothing crazy. Nothing bad though at the same time. 38 was definitely the best out of the 3.
Yes, easily. I love the elevator attendant with all my heart.
Yes. That's the key takeaway, if nothing else.
Yes. All right, let's go ahead and see what you guys had to say then.
Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, now it's time to hear what you guys have to say about Hunter x Hunter 1999 episodes 37 through 39. Usual reminder, if you want to get in on the fun discussing any of these given topics week to week, make sure you keep an eye out for the YouTube community posts, as well as the call-out posts on Twitter and Bluesky. And of course, if you want to email us your thoughts, you can always do so at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com. Like how I managed to handle that while controlling my dog.
That was impressive, yeah.
Thank you. Takes a lot of practice.
Thank you.
So we're going to start off with an insert name comment. We actually don't have too many individual commenters to go over this week.
so
Probably
you get
because
the
it was
full blunt of insert name.
Yeah, you get it in all of his wrath right away. That being said, I think this was because the community post probably got overshadowed by the Tagashi tweet. I think those went up the exact same day, so understandable. We don't hold anybody too harshly to that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna step away for 1 second to get my dog out of the office because he is being a little much.
But yeah, I definitely think it was just because that tweet came out. It was just only like a couple hours apart too, so like everybody was honed in on that, and nobody saw our humble little post about Hunter x Hunter 1999 episodes 37 through 39.
Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't become a frequent occurrence, but
hopefully not.
We forgive you, Tagashi. It's okay. Please continue.
Yeah, please.
Okay. So, starting off with insert names comment. So, starting off, let's go. Tagashi making progress on the manga. Yes,
sir.
Very excited, as we all are. Episode 37. The insertion of the Netero description of the applicants is a great addition and personally vexes me. You need a scene foreshadowing the teaching of Nen, and this sort of relaxed Netero saying they will all face the same challenge while describing the actions the candidates will take serves this role well. That said, the second bylaw of the Hunter Association is that a hunter must know Nen. I have always been of the belief that the association notifies potential hunters to teach the new applicants to facilitate this. Hence, all the teachers we see, Kurapika's and Gon/Killua's mentors, know who their students are, and that they are hunters. The way he describes it here, he describes it like they could go years without getting taught none, and that just rubs me the wrong way. That's a decent point, I think. Yeah, because they do make true. They do make it a note that, like, you know, people are kind of like assigned to these applicants, right? So it is a little weird that some would take longer than others.
Yeah, that is actually odd now that I'm really thinking about it.
Oh. I mean, but also, like, Lario did, like, take quite a while to, like, you know, learn his thing compared to the others. So there is, like, some amount of truth to that either way, I feel like. On a related but tangential note, how the fuck do they teach that in the Hunter initiation classes? We see them describing the Hunter bylaws in the class. They are numbered. Do they skip number 2, or do they change the label so a new Hunter thinks number 3 is number 2? Logistically, this seems like a nightmare. Do they just say ignore 2, it's not relevant? Why is this not the last bylaw? Good point, actually.
Great question, yeah. That's a good one.
One that I don't know the answer to, unfortunately.
Unfortunately not. Even though we are the Hunter Association, we do not know.
Yeah, we're kind of the fake Hunter Association. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, the concept of physically flying a blimp into the physical structure of Heaven's Arena is dope. Yeah, we didn't really touch on that, but like that's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
Go and making the crowd cheer for Killua is adorable.
Yeah, I love that so much.
Okay, I'm just gonna do all the elevator lady stuff up front. I fucking love this bitch. She's so fun. I don't know. For a joke that essentially results in loud woman equals funny, it just kind of works. Yeah. It's so simple, but so effective.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly because the idea of a normal worker being looked down by the kids kind of changes the tone there. And man, she's just so expressive and reactive, and it just comes together into a consistent, good comedic bit. It's nice to have a recurring background character here, and it's a good addition. Yeah, yes. 100% agree. The return of the Amori brothers is a great bit. Not only is it logical that Hunter exam participants would train here, but the actual bit of being them being scared of Killua is a fun interaction. I personally think it's odd they passed multiple stages of the exam and are still so low, but it's just a fun little scene.
True, actually. Yeah, they made it to Zevil Island. You'd think they'd make it a little higher than there.
That's the power of brotherhood and teamwork carrying them.
True.
Not a huge fan of static shots of the crowds they sometimes use. I mean, yeah.
What can you pitfall.
Do? Yeah. I think 2011 made a good call, making it explicit that Killua was trying to go for one shot per fight beforehand. It just flowed better. I also hate Zushi's voice, but his flurry of punches looks nice. Aw, man, what the hell?
I think it's endearing. I get where you're coming from, but I think it's pretty cute. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think it's pretty cute. Zushi's Ren has very little impact to me here. In 2011, they used a consistent purple miasma for Ren. I wish they did the heat effect they used for Illumi. It's not even like they don't do it shortly. It's not even like they don't do it shortly after. It's just left the scene bare and not as intense as it could, or should have been having to infer it from just Killua's reaction alone. That's a fair point, but I'd argue that like it not being shown in that light kind of like makes it like the unknown factor of it at this point in the episode a little bit more relevant, right? Kind of like hones in on that message of it specifically, like, you know, he doesn't know what he's facing here, just that it reminds him of Illumi, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, personal preference thing, I guess. Though big fan of how they did Wings yell. The way they zoom out in a 360 turn to show the vibrations in the floor below Gon in his match is a hella creative way to show events. There's a fluidity on Wing's lips, and the vibrations provide a heft to the yell that just lets it sink in.
Yeah. That was really good.
Anything where Wing gets really intense, they really just like knocked it out of the park with the direction of it.
Oh, absolutely. They totally did. All right, he continues. Episode 8.
Back 30 episodes, I think.
Yeah, we're going back a little. I guess he had some more thoughts to share. How did you do that? That's a crazy typo. Episode 8. Generally, pretty solid stuff between Gon and Killua. I'd love for someone to calculate how many calories of candy Killua consumed there. Oh my god, I don't want to know that.
We don't have an exact amount of the chocolate robots, unfortunately, or else I'd compare it to something else.
Yeah. There's also a pretty epic shot of the two of them looking over the city at sunset out a window that is just gorgeous. Yeah, totally. It reminded me actually
really nice.
of the Phantom Menace. Remember that scene where Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are looking over Coruscant at sunset?
Oh my god, wait a minute, yeah.
Yeah, it looked a lot like that.
It's a good comparison.
I think the animators / directors wished the entire show could just take place at dusk. Yeah, that's pretty much what we were saying too.
Yeah, that's like almost exactly what I mentioned. Like they just love like that setting in particular. They put their all into that setting.
Mm-hmm. Yes, let's have a shot aimed at the sky so dark you have to pause and locate stars to even realize what direction the fucking shot is. Yeah, well, that's 99.
Yeah.
The hallway looks like an abandoned hospital hallway. Yep, that's something else we were talking about. It's really dumb. I've been in some that look exactly like that, and I think it really adds a sense of intensity. Wow, you liked it? Okay. I mean, yes.
You know what? I can respect it. I can respect it here.
Stylistically, yes, but logically, it doesn't really make any sense. But okay,
yeah,
sure.
Because like I'm thinking back in 2011's presentation of it, where like it looks like a lived-in floor, like actually,
right?
There's rooms around and whatnot.
People are there. The building looks and feels unsafe, and when the lady with bags under her eyes and eventually Hisoka shows up, that feeling is reinforced. Fair.
Yeah, no, that's why I can respect it for here in particular, right? But I do agree. It's like my point about that discussion in general was that there's so many instances of like just like lone rooms like that just make it look like nobody's been there for decades.
Yep.
Exactly. Not exclusive to this scene. It works better for this scene here. I can agree to that.
For sure. Hisoka's hair color is reverted to normal. Also, Hisoka finally acts like Hisoka. Yeah, I mean, I thought he did before for the most part, but
a little harsh, but okay, yeah.
But yes, his hair does look great. That is one thing, for sure. That's his whole color scheme right now is perfect. I think he looks amazing.
Yep, couldn't agree more.
The heat wave effect is such a cool way to show Ren. Absolutely. Wing's breaking of the wall is so interesting here. It feels more ethereal here than in 2011. I think it has to do with the speed at which the break happens being more like a spiderweb crack than a concussive punch. Yeah, that is something I wanted to point out. I just forgot. But the way that's animated is so interesting because it's like, it is like you're saying, it's like growing and expanding out rather than just like one punch and it's, there's a crater. It's really, it's neat.
Very different depiction, and it kind of makes sense when you think about it too. It's like if you're kind of just letting your aura flow from your fist or from your hand, right? You would imagine like if you're forcing it into the wall, it probably would spread out from that point of contact, right? Because you're not like actually punching it and making an impact, right? So, I like it.
Yeah, really cool. I prefer the demonstration pieces from 2011 more. Yep, but the 1999 black figures with aura effects are pretty good for its age. Yeah, kinda actually. I don't know. They were fine. Not as effective as 2011, but yeah, they do a pretty good job of demonstrating the concepts, though. I think the 2011 anime gets to benefit from the more fluid movement during those sequences. Absolutely.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Nail on the head there, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're not done yet, guys. My problems with 30... no. My problems with 39, I think, are best represented by a breakdown between it and 2011. Both episodes start with a small replay of the previous episode's events with the wall being destroyed by Wing's Hatsu, but what they say afterwards / during is very different. 2011. Only one thing can protect you from someone who uses Nen. You must also learn to use Nen. You must use Ten for defense. Demonstrates it. Otherwise you will be crushed. 1999. There is only one way to protect you from someone who is a Nen user, and that is to become a Nen user yourself. Then demonstrates it. This is Nen. It's a power that exists within everyone. There are two ways to awaken it, slowly or by force. And I think this is probably the best way to see where both these are going. Both need to convey that you need Nen to defend against Nen. 2011 hones in on this singular idea and uses dialogue, the visuals, the pause, and soundtrack to provide the impact of how important this is. The visual is about demonstrating the power, and everything comes together to accomplish this. 1999 distinctly does the opposite. The visual alone is the only thing that impacts the idea that without it they will be crushed, and provides no space for internalizing the combination of Wing's demonstration and his words. Instead, it is trying to accelerate your understanding by multitasking and providing as much of the information as possible quickly. Rather than having a whole explanation of what Nen is, it crams it into the demonstration. Rather than explain the ways to awaken it independently, it crams it into the demonstration. Yeah, I think that kind of contributes to what we were talking about earlier about just like kind of the explanation of Nen kind of feeling a little bit rushed in terms of the pacing, I think. Because it does feel like they kind of don't... 2011 really takes its time with focusing on these singular ideas of Nen, but like it feels like we're kind of going over everything at once with like very simple explanations and demonstrations like you're saying here.
Yeah, it almost feels like 99 was like underselling the importance of Nen. Like it feels more like a footnote than anything, which is so weird. Or rather, it almost feels like like an explanation for something that'll only be used in like one arc. Like it feels like the same way you would explain like, I don't know, like a Greed Island mechanic or something.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good way of putting it.
There's not in 2011 there's like, you feel it, like, holy shit, this is game changing. This opens the whole world. This is it. This is the power system. We're locked in. It feels very small in 99.
Yeah, it's just very weird in general. So like I'm very like on board with what you're saying here. 1999 doesn't give us explanations of material. It's conveying time to breathe. Yes, exactly what I was saying. 2011 and 1999 start pretty much the same at episodes 29 and 39, but over the course of the material covered, 2011 will cover the material in episode 39 over the course of a full episode and a half in comparison.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that our speculation on that earlier seems to be pretty accurate then. So when I point out how something is so much faster and it's only a couple of seconds, I understand that the sum total is significant. I obviously dislike this. The information conveyed in the Heaven's Arena training arc is the most important dialogue in the series structurally, in my opinion, and it's integral that the reader internalizes it unconsciously so they stay immersed in the setting. I agree 1010%. Like, that is the foundation for everything that is about to be shown to you going forward, right? Like, yes. It's important that, like, that gets elaborated and ingrained in the viewer and reader as much as possible, right? Everything should be done to ensure that they are able to understand it. Rushing these concepts rather than providing pauses for the audience to think and slowly catch up to the action on screen is important. More importantly, the visuals and the dialogue convey different concepts at the same time. When Wing is portraying how important it would be to learn Nen to counter Nen, talking about the fact the power exists and the ways to awaken it are providing two separate pieces of knowledge on screen at the same time, potentially crossing the wires of the audience. It's much better to provide multiple sources and methods of understanding the information, in this case, auditory and visual. 2011 understands this and whenever possible goes out of its way to invent or provide visual accompaniment to assist exposition.
Amen. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You nail on the head. I have no comments. You're covering everything for me.
Absolutely. Continues. Wing's whole description of Nen in 1999 is 5 minutes, and in 2011 it roughly takes 9. That's so much breathing. Yeah, right. That's so much breathing room that allows reactions, increased descriptions, pauses, etc. that I feel makes the information more digestible. 1999 is so fast in its explanation of Nen, it's honestly very lackluster. It doesn't have the punch of the other versions, IMO. There is a subtle reticence and concern Wing has that I don't think 1999 conveys well. His intensity and severity to his actions just don't come across here as much or at least feels a shallow facsimile. Facsimile, sorry.
Yeah, facsimile. I thought that's how that was pronounced.
Yes, facsimile.
Yeah. Trying to mix this up here.
Facsimile. Yeah. I know words. Not all of them, but I know
some words. Yeah.
Shot composition isn't great. Lots of close-ups on the head where only the top of the head are in shot. a majority of the shots are zoomed in images of the people's faces, which isn't a problem, but when used frequently, I actually think that is a problem personally, but it looks like shit. When used frequently, it makes the shot presentation feel very samey.
Do you think it looks like shit because it's... Do you think it looks like shit because it's used frequently, though, or like just in general?
In general.
Okay.
Digital zooms in animation, I think, are really shitty. It's just... Like, yeah, I know it's time-consuming to draw it closer up, but damn, it just looks so much better if you take the time and do it.
That's fair.
They cut wings explaining that Nen users are seen as mystics or super athletes. Oh yeah, you're right.
They did cut that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Huh.
Wow, that's crazy.
Because like that's like a very like efficient like comparison to make to to give the viewer the idea of like exactly what like Nen represents compared to the average person, right?
Yeah.
Like not everybody can just be that gifted. That's so weird.
We cut that, but we get the Amori brothers. It's very interesting. 99's priorities.
Interesting trade-off.
All sorts of other things, which ties the settings together. It's the idea that you are aware of the power, but just unaware of its existence, that provides a sense of... Wow.
Whoa, this is okay, you got me here. Here.
Verisimilitude to the setting. It also
a noun meaning the appearance of being true or real.
Is it really necessary to use that word? Anyways, it also shortens Wing's description of the awakening process.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you're so right. Like, why are we doing all these things to shorten the explanation of Nen? It really just feels like 99.
It's like the one thing you don't want to rush through.
I know, it's so weird.
They take their sweet ass time through the Hunter exam, but the moment they hit the most important thing to like take as much time on as possible, they don't do that. It's so weird. So weird.
Importantly, another aspect 1999 misses is having the other characters react to the information. Yeah. It's just Wing yapping. Like,
yeah, they're just seriously. Like, okay, I understand. Like, huh? Like,
yeah.
Bizarre.
Gon and Killua in 2011 ask questions and comment on what Wing says. In 1999, it seems like a seamless dialogue thread where Killua and Gon only ask questions that directly apply. But it doesn't play well into the tension the scene should have. What's happening is risky, and a lot of new information is coming to light. Getting proper reactions out of Gon and Killua beyond just get on with it. We need to get it done in 2 hours would go a long way to getting the idea across. Mm-hmm. Overall, it's just too fast, and I think it doesn't do anything to amplify or convey the information in a necessary manner. Watching it next to 2011 makes this startlingly clear. While I wouldn't label this section as bad, it's certainly not good IMO. Yeah,
that's where I'm at with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do really like the heat wave effect, though. That shit is fire, and the way Wing's eyes open as he begins is pretty darn striking. Yeah. The way the shadow under his eyes moves is such a nice touch. Something about Gon's mouth agape just looks wrong to me. He kind of has a Kirby mouth, and it just feels wrong. I feel like I kind of know what you're talking about, but not exactly.
I feel like the moment I go and like look that up again, though, I'll know what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, sure, I'll take your word for it.
I will say
I didn't pay that much attention.
Yeah. I will say I do love the green glow and the texture of Wing's hair when he's in Ren. I prefer how 2011 does Nen, but man, am I a sucker for the colored auras. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen enough of 99s to have a preference yet, but I really like it so far.
This next sentence is intriguing, though, Kaige.
I have some qualms with which people get which colors, but Wings look so fucking epic.
So the colors are people specific.
Why did Wing and Hisoka have the same colors then?
Wait, that's a good point. Yeah, wait, is insert name wrong?
Unless I Let me see for myself. I don't know.
They had the same color. I do remember seeing like the bright green color between.
But
the two.
now I'm wondering if rather than the types of Nen applications being colored, like 10 is orange, Ren is green, maybe it's just any Nen use from like all of Gon's Nen is going to be orange and Killua. All of Hisoka's Nen use will be green. Same with Wing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That sounds weird though. But what?
We'll have to see it in action more, I think, to get a better understanding of how that would go. But like, I do agree though. I'm a sucker for the color auras too. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I really like it so far. But yeah, I need to see more for myself to understand what you're talking about here. We just saw it for the first time. Not a fan of orange for both Gon and Killua, and the Gon Killua triumphant walk down the hallway looks good though. Increasing its duration accounts for a good deal of the time cuts, most likely. So I'm not a fan. Yeah, true. I don't.
Color though for Gon and Killua.
Yeah, if that's just what their Nen in general is, then yeah, that is weird.
I'm down for it though. I'm an orange fan.
Yeah. I don't like Hisoka's Nen shapes being black or white. I liked that. I thought that was cool. Hisoka has such a pink aura to... Yeah, but like... Whatever. You're kind of right, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah, you're right, and I hate it, but like I don't like it at the same time.
Yeah. I like the scene of Wing having a bad feeling looking out the window. One of the nicer additions. Yeah, I made note of that too. I thought that was great. And god damn it, the darkness is back. Actually, I can't be that mad. It's covering up real felt, and I'd do that if I could, because who fucking likes that guy? So I'll let it slide. 1999. Fair.
Awesome. All right, and with the last section of Insert Names comment for today. You know, I heard Guido, but all they showed was a black screen.
Yeah, you're right.
Who fucking decided to make Guido have a black outfit and then said, yes, clouding him, half of him in darkness is a good idea. Like, I get it, he's not important, but still.
Yeah, that was quite the decision.
Okay, I like the abandoned hospital aesthetic for the hallway, but it really doesn't land when it's away from the Ren scene. Yeah, okay, we're in line then. Yes. It just looks bland and lifeless as a ticket office or a hallway.
Thank you, yeah, exactly.
No thanks, lady. I've seen Battle Olympia before. I'm not interested in watching anything related to the last mission.
Yeah, I'm good.
That said, the Coliseum looks dope with the 1999 aesthetic. Yeah. What's with the Kirby mouths all of a sudden? Am I going crazy? I don't remember this, and I don't remember them having mouths with such pronounced tongues earlier. That said, I like the Ticket Girl's face. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I didn't pick up on that at all, but I'll take your word for it.
That said, I like the Ticket Girl's face when Killua was talking about how high his house is. Something about her jaw when her face is dropped 2 feet is hilarious.
So funny.
I like green-haired Sadaso?
Oh, Sadaso. That's the other one.
Yeah. Gray Guido, though, is icky. Sure.
Yeah, I have no opinion. I gotta be honest.
I have zero desire to put that much effort into thinking about Guido.
No.
1999. Why are the top 2 fields of darkness with a waving bright red between? Mm-hmm. Oh, they are not very well detailed, I guess. Now that I'm thinking about it. Whatever. It's Guido. Also, love the crowd being covered by a sheet of darkness.
Yeah, it's great.
You get glimpses of the crowd, but 1999 lighting is sure trying to prevent it.
Yeah, like, it's so weird. That's just not how stadium lighting is. It's really weird.
It's not. I'm just going to be upfront and say I do not have a high opinion of this arc in 1999, certain scenes excluded. I look forward to next week, as I suspect it may have the most to discuss any batch of material I have been eagerly waiting to see a reaction to since episode 1.
Whoa. Okay.
I think that kind of tells me I don't know what's coming next episode now, I think, but we'll see. I wish we could see her live reaction to episode 41. I suspect it will be priceless. Okay, well, now I don't know.
Filler?
Maybe. It's possible. We did say we'd be interested in seeing Heaven's Arena.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
I'll also probably do my whole thoughts on the arc then, as I don't want to be so dour when the following batch contains my favorite episode of 1999, and will want to discuss that more than rip on Heaven's Arena.
I assume that'll be the first episode of Your Canoe that you're talking about there.
It's gotta be, right? There's no way it isn't, but...
Yeah, but who knows? Well, it could also be the Hisoka Gon fight, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. That'll also be in that second batch, or the third batch, whatever.
Interesting things to come. Yeah, that was a very long insert name comment. Yes, that was all one guy if you were tuned out for that long. But yeah, thank you, insert name, for writing in as always. Excellent takes as usual, and I'm looking forward to next week's batch now. Or not next week's batch, the next batch, 2 weeks from now.
Or 3 weeks, actually.
Or 3 weeks. 3 weeks, yeah, holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be a minute.
My math is bad.
All right. Yes, thank you, insert name, though. Next up, and finally, this is the last one. Much shorter, but still long. From Magitech, who says, is this like the same thing that insert name said? Hold on, let me scroll up.
Not the exact wording, but...
No, it's not. Okay. I thought it was literally the same wording. It just got overwritten. No. It's pretty similar. First of all, new tweet. Let's party like it's 1999. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of which, episode 37, and we start with a direct adaptation from the manga. So far, so good. Hi, Netherone Beans. Thanks for the cameo. Gotta love how the camera points at Leorio when mentioning how some may take years to develop men.
Yep.
And we got our first look at 1999 Heaven's Arena. Majestic, and I love the idea that it's its own heliport. And we even get an early look at Zushi. Os. I've always loved the look of Heaven's Arena here. The audience is kind of dark. Yep. But the arena is very clear, very roofed stadium. Gives good ambiance. Bonus points for Gon asking those guys to cheer for Killua. Just want to point out the wound that Canary gave Gon. The wounds that Gon... Oh, yeah, true, yeah.
Yeah!
That's all that was. Yeah, we didn't even talk about that, yeah. That is good attention to detail.
That is good. I kind of wish we gave more... Or we talked about that in the actual discussion. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Elevator Girl. Hope to see you again soon.
I'm glad we're all in agreement that like Elevator Girl's the best part of this batch.
Yeah, and pointing out the scene that Gon asked people to cheer for Killua, too. Everybody pointed that out. Hi, Amori Brothers. Thanks for the cameo. Just going to point out that Gon, who has zero interaction with them, even on the extended 1999 content... True, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Recognized them and calls them by their name, almost. While Killua barely acknowledges them. Characterization on point, for sure.
Yeah.
Again, there's no canon to adhere?
To adhere, I'm assuming.
Yeah, probably adhere. Yeah. So it's funny that the bet devices in 99 look like joysticks and in 2011 looked like NES controllers. Oh, really?
That's kind of roundabout.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting that neither adaptation could capture Wing's face from the manga, so 99 tried to compensate, going as far as hearing him from another part of the tower. Yeah. Can't blame any adaptation for not getting the face like in the manga. I mean, Zushi is not a natural name to yell with your mouth wide open. True, but yeah, that's actually really true. That is like a hard one to animate, to get to that panel in particular.
Yeah.
A very standard episode, not much that's different. On to the next.
All right. Episode 38. Hi, Elevator Girl. Looking good today. First off, the animation for this episode is super fluid. Second, this episode has a lot of fun interactions. Agree?
Yes,
that's why it's my favorite of the batch, for sure. Mr. Chaka Robot is not a waste of money. I mean, we all knew Killua was a brat with a sweet tooth, but it's amazing to see nonetheless. Also, that face Killua makes after hitting Zushi with all his strength, straight from the manga.
Hell yeah.
I've always loved Wing. He's such a perfect introduction level teacher. It's approachable, but also shows how dangerous men can be, and the animation does help carry that mystery and importance. Yeah, I mean, he was animated extremely well out of everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, Killua, what otherworldly charms do you possess that makes women want to punch you right in the face?
Hey, Gon got it too.
Gon did get punched too. He didn't really do anything there though.
No.
Fucked up that he got punched.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about it.
Guilty by association.
Yeah, Killer roping him into things. I'm not sure if insert name is going to complain about the light here again.
He
well,
sure
yeah, I got news for you. But I love this corridor. This is some liminal space horror, a passage into an unknown and dangerous new world. And just like with the Zoldycks, the people from here are utterly nonchalant about this overwhelming presence. Except for Hisoka, he still manages to weird everyone out, no matter what. Also sporting a new hair color. Neat. Neat indeed.
Mm-hmm.
One final look at this gorgeous animation before the next episode. Wing crushing the wall has always stuck in my mind.
Yeah, it looked great.
Episode 39, right where we left off. Time to open those Shoko points? Is that how you say that?
I would assume so, but I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm missing something here. I'm sorry. This scene is kind of frightening in hindsight. I think it took Gon and Killua longer to go to and from Wing's home than it took them to learn that 10.
That's so real. Yeah.
Yeah, wait a minute. They were there for like 2 minutes and like they knew it instantly.
Yeah.
And now we finally get to meet the trio of Guido, Sadaso, and Rievelt. And yeah, they aren't handicapped in this version. I'm not sure why. I suppose it's a weird case of censorship, but it's definitely a downgrade. I mean, these guys aren't the most popular characters. Yeah, they're not. But the whole Nen initiation, where they got their powers at the expenses of their lives and bodies, was at least memorable.
Wait, that's actually... Hold on. Did I just...
Yeah, they never mentioned
affect
that.
Guido's top? Did he not look like that? Hold on. I'm looking now, because that's crazy if he just straight up didn't have the spinning top leg.
You look that up. I'm going to continue reading the rest of this. The animation might not be as fluid as last time, but it's not bad either. It's very clean and expressive. And yes, random old guy with a pipe in the manga. Oh, okay. So that's something we can...
Yeah, I figured.
And we end as we should, with Hisoka furiously trying to suppress his boner. I love that this episode actually ends on a cliffhanger. Next week, we're getting Castro. Oh dear. Oh dear indeed. Poor Castro. And that's it.
Wow. Okay. So he has the top thing. Mm-hmm. However, and we'll get to see this better next time. But rather than his legs being gone, he's just standing on top of the needle thing. So like,
that's actually kind of hype. What the hell?
This is really interesting. I wouldn't say it's hype. It's really odd.
Well, I mean, that's impressive to me, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that is
insane
impressive.
Balance.
And yeah, Rievelt. Oh wow! I won't spoil Rievelt.
Okay. Okay.
I'm actually wondering if this is what insert name was talking about, but I guess we'll find out.
Okay, you have me intrigued.
That is really fucking funny. Holy shit.
I'll try and keep it in mind for next batch. But
yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the comment, Magitech. Agree with most of your points there. Yeah. Not much to say aside from that.
Yeah, thank you for the comment as always, Magitech.
And so with that, we wrap up the community comments for this week. So apologies for not there being a whole lot, but Tagashi kind of decided to overshadow us, so it is what it is. Yeah. Usual reminder though, keep an eye out for the YouTube community posts if you want to get in on the fun, discussing any given topic week to week. Or you could keep an eye out for our Bluesky and Twitter call-out posts. And of course, you could always email us your thoughts at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com.
Yes, sir. And with that, this has been the Hunter Association. Thank you so much for listening. We are available on all major podcasting platforms as well as YouTube for the video version. Be sure to follow, rate, review, and comment on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also follow us on Twitter at TXHXAPod as well as Bluesky at THAPod for updates on the show and as an alternative way to submit responses to the weekly call-out posts. As always, we'll be here the same time every week talking about Hunter x Hunter. Dylan, where can people find you online?
You can find me online at DJ Tengen. That's DJTENGEN on both Twitter and Bluesky. Low-key, I don't even remember the last time I posted on Bluesky, so I'm sorry about that. But I'm very active on Twitter in the One Piece trading card game community right now. So if you're interested in that and my shenanigans over there, go give me a follow.
Yes, and you can find me on Bluesky and YouTube at Manga Kaige. Manga.
Woo! Who'd you think he was?
That's right. And yeah, for the show next week, everybody, very special episode. We are finishing the Battle for Owl.
The finale is here.
Now you may be asking yourself, oh, so that'll be like the intro segment for next week's episode. Nope. Whole episode. We are going to be going through the whole comic from start to finish, and also tacking on the finale, which is, I don't know how many pages, actually. I have no idea. We'll find out. But
the way I think we are structuring it, though, is that we will basically be reading the finale live for our first time on the episode. So that should be for a really interesting viewing experience for you guys, I think. So I'm really excited for this.
Yeah, this one's for the fans. Like, this isn't going to be for everybody. Like, I doubt we're going to get any newcomers from this episode. But,
no shot.
But yeah, this is just one for us, for you guys, and it'll be a good time.
And for Leo Dog as well. Put in a lot of work for this. So.
Absolutely, yeah. Huge shout out to Leo Dog. He'll be joining us, by the way. Next.
Yes, yeah, that's probably a pretty important
detail.
Yeah.
Yes, he will be with us on the show. So, with that being said, I'm still going to do a call-out post. I don't expect a lot of responses to this, but if you have any burning questions about the lore for the Battle for Owl, or anything that you want to know, or just observations about the pages that are available currently, which, by the way, you can check them out on our socials and on the wiki that
I will update that thread with anything I have left over. I promise.
Do it. You better.
Yes. It will be there in due time. I promise. Okay, it'll be there before this episode.
Okay. And also on the wiki and Bluesky, Twitter, all that. If you want to read through what there is already, talk about that, speculate, I guess, on what's coming in the finale. I don't know. Do whatever you want. Just free for all talk about this cool comic that Leo Dog has made.
And I'm sure Leo Dog will also give some behind the scenes info here and there as we read through the comic too. So that'll be a good time.
Yes, very excited for that episode. It's going to be a lot of fun. It'll basically be like a chapter recap again.
Yeah, think of it that way, guys.
Yeah. This is chapter 411. All right, that's all we got this week. We will see you next week for a very, very fun episode. Can't wait. See you guys later.
Yeah. Hope to see you guys there. Take care.